All right, everybody, 8:53 on our Sunday evening. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. Want to get you updated on what we're looking at so far with Milton. It's a hurricane, 85-mile-per-hour winds, moving to the east at 7 miles per hour. This is the western Gulf of Mexico. It's way out there. And in fact, it's 780 miles, west-southwest of Tampa right now. Pressure has come down a little bit. That's usually an indication that it's strengthening. The wind hasn't come up yet, but it will, and that is the forecast, and it looks pretty good. Here is the latest track. This track came out at 5 p.m. We'll get another update, brand new track at 11 this evening. But look at the rapid intensification that's expected with this thing. By tomorrow at lunchtime, 125 mile per hour winds. That's 40 more than what it's at right now. So rapid intensification continues all the way to 145 by midday on Tuesday. Then as it drifts more to the northeast, it will actually run into a little bit of shear. At least that's the hope. And so the Hurricane Center says if it does that, it'll weaken it a little bit, but still a major hurricane making landfall somewhere on the west coast of Florida. And I say somewhere because there's a lot going on in the models, in the atmosphere to figure out where this thing is going to go. And that track is not set in stone by any means. And it makes a big difference if it comes in here, here, or here, right? This cone has nothing to do with the weather associated with the hurricane. This cone is about the error over the last 5 years of where the center might go. So basically think the center could be up here, it could be here, it could be here, it could be all the way down here. All right, so we still have time to watch this, but it's going to be very important to figure out where that is. Now the models earlier in the day had shifted southward, and you can see a couple leftovers down there. But this afternoon, late this afternoon, this evening, they've come back to the north. The Hurricane Center is right there in Manatee County, basically, Manatee, Sarasota County, with their latest landfall, okay? And that's going to change. Now, you can see a really good look to it right here. Recon's actually been out there as well, and that's really good because you see one plane that flies all the way just around the outside. They're gathering data about the atmosphere that'll go into the weather models. And then they have planes that fly right into the storm to find out where the center is, what the pressure is. All of that goes into the modeling, and that, in theory, helps us have more data to have a better solution to the model. A more accurate forecast is what we're looking for there. Now, they have issued what's called the wind radii. So this is telling you where the heaviest winds will be. The yellow that you see there are tropical storm force winds. The orange, about 60 miles per hour and higher. And then the red is 74 and higher, so 60 to about 73. All right, now I'm not going to zoom out over the next several frames. I'm just going to follow it. And what I want you to notice is look at the size that it is now, and then watch what happens. It gets bigger and bigger by the time it gets here. That is the problem, that it's going to have high winds. Now look, the red goes away in here. There will be hurricane force winds. That's just a little glitch in the data that they send us. But bottom line is southeasterly winds up and down the coast by Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Those are the tropical storm force winds just getting here, okay? Then as we get towards around lunchtime on Wednesday, here we go. We're starting to get those 58 to about 73 mile per hour winds is what the orange is saying. Generally out of the southeast. All right. Then as we get into Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, now you've got the center moving over us. These wind arrows actually go to the European, which is back here a little bit with it. But you can see what's happening. This is coming right across Siesta Key towards central Manatee over towards central Polk County. Big time surge wherever that center goes and just to the south. And there'll still be a little surge on the north side, but certainly just to the south. So if this adjusts and comes up here like it was all day yesterday, then you've got crazy surge coming into the Tampa area. And that's why yesterday was a really wake up moment, right? What happened today again was this came almost all the way down to Vamo, and then it came back up this evening to around Siesta Key area. So that's going to change a little bit. Now, having said that, the difference between that, we're really watching for surge. But look at the size of this storm. 60 plus mile per hour winds from Citrus County to Highlands County, including Cape Canaveral, including all of Tampa, right in the middle, Orlando. I know a lot of folks are evacuating to Orlando. They're gonna have hurricane force winds in Orlando. They're gonna have higher winds along the coast here because it will weaken a little bit. But the expectation is that this stays a hurricane all the way across Florida. So we're going to get a lot of wind damage. We're going to get a lot of rainfall as well. This is not going to be Helene where the center just kind of went up here and stayed offshore. The center is coming on shore somewhere. sometime in the Wednesday time frame. Now, the onset of those tropical storm force winds, as I kind of just showed you there, is around 8 o'clock in the morning or so on Wednesday. And again, this may change just a little bit. This is the latest storm surge forecast. We don't have actual numbers yet. I mean, I could give you something, I could calculate it, but it's flip-flopping. So there's Tampa Bay, Pinellas, Hillsborough, downtown Tampa. There's Siesta Key, and you see the shading here. That's showing that onshore wind showing the highest surge. So we've got some time to watch this. This is going to flip-flop. Doesn't do good right now to start throwing out a bunch of surge numbers because they're going to change a little bit. But the bottom line, from Pasco, I mean Citrus and Hernando, but especially Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough, Manatee, Sarasota County, you need to be watching this very, very closely. Evacuations have started. Some of them mandatory, some of them are voluntary at this point. But tomorrow, Monday, they will become mandatory in many locations, at least A and B. Okay, so you're going to hear that. We'll have the updated information for you, but that's what we're thinking as we get into Monday. Now, talk about rainfall. I mean, we didn't even get a lot from Helene, right? This thing's coming at us. It looks like most of the rain's on the north side as it comes through. This is a GFS model. It's further to the north. But suffice to say, we're talking 5 to 8 inches of rain. Some folks could get close to about a foot of rainfall out of it. So when? Well, let's go late Tuesday through at least Wednesday. School's out through Wednesday. Looking at the models I'm looking at, the kids won't have school on Thursday either. We'll see. They've called it through Wednesday for most areas. Storm surge, flash flooding, and damaging winds. The whole 9 yards. And you're sitting at home going, is this one where I put up shutters? This is one where you put up shutters, especially in the immediate Tampa Bay metro, Manatee County, Sarasota, and even into Pasco County. So get that done. Get your sandbags done. Don't forget when you're doing your sandbags, put a tarp up against the door if that's what you're protecting. Then put the sandbags over top of that. That'll really help to keep the water out of there. Now, on the back side of all of this, and one of the reasons why it's coming so far to the north, there's a cold front. See, this is all dry air, the brown. There's the storm right there, all the moisture. That cold front's trying to come, but if it can't get here soon enough, it's going to allow the storm to come up. And that's what the models are trying to figure out. How far is this coming down? Is this thing going to want to curve up? How far does it curve up? Either way, behind it, after it leaves, this is Thursday into Friday, drier air pulls in. The moisture really stays to our south. That's the first cold front of the season. It will not be as hot and humid behind Milton as what it was to Helene. Helene, we've 93, 94 degrees and super humid. We will not have that behind this storm. It will be slightly cooler. It will be slightly less humid as well, too. It's our first cold front of the season. All right, guys, that's it for now. Don't forget Bobby Deskin's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. I'm on Instagram, of course, Twitter, X, and of course, I'm even on TikTok. So let's stay calm right now. Make sure you have your plan in place. Make sure you finish all of your preps by Tuesday sunset, right? Know where you're going to go. You need to get there before the sun sets on Tuesday. It's just a lot easier to do things when you're out and about during the daylight hours. All right, guys, take care.